Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Tasha, and I'll be your moderator today. We're excited to have you join Onslow County's Public Library first ever webinar, Grow with Google. This is a live event, which was made possible thanks to a grant we received by the American Library Association and the Library Association to empower Onslow County job seekers with digital skills using Grow with Google. These digital skills will provide you with the ability to find, evaluate, and utilize information technology that you find on the internet. In case you were wondering, in addition to what you learned today, there are additional benefits to this program. We encourage you to visit the Applied Digital Skills website provided by Google and complete the video courses. When you complete the series, you will not only learn a new skill, but you'll also have the benefit of the distinguishing that achievement on your new resume. So real quickly, we're going to talk about technology before we go ahead and dive in. To ensure the integrity of the webinar, everyone was muted upon entry, so do not be alarmed, we cannot hear you. This platform features a chat option that we will utilize during Q&A. At the bottom of your Zoom toolbar, you will find a list of icons. Click the chat icon to submit your questions and view messages. Please feel free to send your question directly to me if you do not feel comfortable sending it to everyone. And to do that, you'll just simply click the arrow key next to the word everyone, and you will select my name, Tasha. That will allow you to send a message directly to me. And what I actually will do right now is send you a quick message just so you could take a look at it and see what the chat actually will look like. I've went ahead and sent a message in a chat box, so you should be able to see a message in there now. We will have 2 Q&A sessions during this webinar. To submit your questions, use the chat feature and we'll make sure that your questions get answered at that time. If you experience any issues with Zoom, please text the helpline for assistance. And the helpline phone number is on the slide actually next to my picture. And I've also re-entered the helpline phone number in the chat box as well, so you should be able to see that as well. So that covers all the boring stuff. Let's go ahead and dig right in. And at this time, I'd like to tell you a little bit about our presenter. Sinatra serves as the Adult Services Librarian at the Onslow County Public Library. She is a program coordinator for the Grow with Google Applied Digital Skills. This is a free, flexible, video-based curriculum that prepares students of all ages for the growing number of jobs that require digital skills. Grow with Google Applied Digital Skills program is dedicated to bringing digital literacy to our community. Today, Sinatra will focus on reaching learners who are job seekers and students. She wants to help you grow your skills to prepare for the career you want. Without further ado, Sinatra.
Hello, everyone, and thank you, Tasha. Let's get started. Today, we will cover how to use Google Docs to create a resume. Our agenda will be learn how to access Google Drive, learn how to create a resume in Google Docs, and learn general resume tips and resources. Our goal is to help you grow your confidence in your digital skills to create a new resume, improve a current one, or maintain your resume for future use. You will need a Google account, also known as Gmail. You are welcome to just watch or log into your Google account and follow along. And anytime during this session you have questions, please use your chat box. Before we begin, please let me know if you have a Google account. Please take a quick poll to record your response. If you answered no, here are some instructions to create an account. Open any Google web page. This includes Google, Gmail, Drive, and create a new account. Fill in the required information. You'll need to first fill in your first name and last name. And in the user field, the username you want for your account. If your username is not available, you will be given several related options, or you can try a different one. Enter and confirm your password. A mobile number is recommended, but not required. A single username and password gets you into everything Google. All right, let's begin. A resume is a document that summarizes your skills, experience, and educational background. You can use a resume to apply for jobs, schools, internships, or scholarships. A resume should tell your story. It should showcase your experience, education, and skills in an easy-to-read format. It should demonstrate who you are in a snapshot. Let's have the next screen, please. Building a resume is not an easy task. Google Docs is a resume building tool that provides a gallery of templates to help you get started. Google makes it easy to access their resume templates in Google Drive. We'll move to the next slide. To access these templates, you would need to use your Google account. Templates help you save time when you're writing because they are already formatted with the proper layout. All you have to do with the template is to fill in the appropriate information. It is helpful to use Google Tools. Sign into your Google account, then sign into Google Apps and open Google Drive. You need to have a Google account to gain access to the Google Docs and its resumes. Open Google Drive from the Google Docs template gallery and choose your ideal resume. We can move to the next slide. From the Google Docs template, you will open the Google Docs resume template and select a resume to use. Once you know which resume template you want to use, fill in your information within the outline. Your resume should include these common sections. So we selected a resume from the template, which will be on the next slide. So now we're going to fill in the resume with some information. Your name, contact information, a summary, your skills, your objective, your education, your experience, certificates and awards. So we'll move to the next slide and we'll see a completed resume with the various sections. So let's start filling out our resume. On the next slide, we're going to fill in the name and contact information. Your name, phone number, email address should be there. To present yourself professionally, use an email address that is easy to read, relevant, short, and avoids too many words or symbols unrelated to your name. And on the next slide, we're going to create a short summary of our skills and our proudest accomplishment. It should top your resume and serve as your job bio. The skill selection of your resume shows employers you have abilities required to succeed in the role. Often employers pay special attention to skill selection of your resume to determine if you should move on in the hiring process. There are two basic types of skill sets that jobs can have and should be on your resume. Those are either hard skills or soft skills. Soft skills are a little bit tricky. They display your personality traits. They're the interpersonal skills you use each day. Hard skills are applied skills you've learned. They're more technical and can be measured. Examples of hard skills include machine operation, computer programming, typing, accounting. Examples of soft skills on the next slide are listed. They include decision-making, leadership, problem-solving, teamwork, active listening, communication, critical thinking, and customer service. These skills demonstrate strong work ethics, time management, leadership, and adaptability. On the next slide, we're going to describe your experience. Fill in each company or organization where you have worked, their locations, your role, and the dates you worked there. The experience section of your resume also includes brief descriptions of your responsibilities, the skills you use, and any achievements related to the time you spent at each place. You will need to brainstorm some of your responsibilities, your skills and achievements you gained in these previous roles and add them to your resume. Think about your most recent role first. Describe your responsibilities, describe your skills you gained, and describe any achievements you have while you were there. Once we filled out the experience portion of the resume, we'll fill out the educational portion. The education section of your resume describes your background and any formal schooling you've had. People reviewing your resume want to see that your education matches the requirements of the opportunity you are seeking. The specific courses you took in school demonstrate the qualifications and the knowledge you bring to a potential employer and a school or program. You will add your educational background to your resume. Fill in the school name, the location, the degree, the diploma, or certificate you earned. Begin with the most recent school first. Consider including your internships, your apprenticeships, or other types of training. And the last section you want to complete when using a template is the other relevant section for additional certificates and awards. Some templates have sections where you can put your summary about you or your professional or educational objectives. There's also an area to list your accomplishments for technology skills, or tools you're familiar with, or apps or software programs, or even languages that you speak. You can always change the template to fit your needs. Certificates and license can be included in this section. Resumes, language, awards, honors, volunteer work, hobbies, interests, conferences, publications, projects, freelance work, and experience. Once you finish creating your resume and chosen your template, you can modify the information on your saved resume document. for any and adapted for any job. Now, if you want any additional help with resumes, the Applied Digital Skills course offers ready-to-use video lessons to teach digital skills that have immediate real-life application. The digital skills curriculum uses a series of videos to guide learners through creating a project from scratch. This means that learners who complete a lesson leave with a useful project, such as a resume, a college planning sheet, an interactive story, and more. You can explore the Applied Digital Skills websites for lessons, or you can discover them on YouTube. There should be a link for the Applied Digital Skills in the chat box. In these video lessons that we have to show you, students watch videos and guide them through using Google Docs to format, write, and design a professional resume. Getting started is easy. Just go to the digital skill websites and go directly to the lesson through the links provided. Another useful source is the Onslow County Public Library. You can get free one-on-one help with your job and unemployment questions by phone or online. We can help you with basic technology skills. We can help you learn new skills or apply for your next job. We also have books and other resources to help you. So please visit your library's website, which you'll find also in the chat. You'll find information on the library resources, programs, classes, workshops, tools, and other events that can help you. So now on the next slide, we're going to view two video segments from two different resume lessons from the Applied Digital Skills lesson program. The first video lesson is geared more towards middle and high school learners. So let's watch this video clip.
Hi, I'm Maria Elena. I work on Google's education team and live in Switzerland. A resume is a valuable tool that can help you apply for jobs, internships, schools and special programs, or scholarships. In this activity, you will create a professional resume. Your resume gives readers a first impression of you and your qualifications. It should be error-free, easy to read, and effectively provide a snapshot of who you are and how you spend your time. Even if you don't plan to use a resume right away, organizing your experiences and listing your qualifications are useful steps to prepare for any future need. To create your resume, you'll use a Google Docs template. A template is like a guide for building your document. Templates provide standard layout, design, and formatting elements. They provide a consistent starting point for your projects. But your resume will be unique to you. You will add your own background, skills, education, and experiences to highlight your individual strengths. Then, you'll revise your resume to make it even stronger and more interesting to a potential employer or educator. By the end of this activity, you will be able to select and use a Google Docs template, format different sections of a document, and download a document as a specific file type to send in an email. Make sure you are signed into your Google account. If you do not have an account, sign up for one now at google.com. Next, use the Google Apps menu to navigate to Google Drive. Create a new blank document. Title your document, Resume Brainstorm.
Okay, so before we move on to view the next video, let's answer some questions.
At this time, as Sinatra mentioned, we will go into Q&A. We do have a couple of questions for you already, Sinatra. Question number 1, what if I don't have much experience? Can I make my skills or award section larger? What can I put in there to help fluff up my resume?
Can you repeat the question?
Absolutely. Sorry if you couldn't hear me. We have our first question. What if I do not have much experience? What can I use to fluff my experience section of my resume, if anything? And then the second part of that question is, can I make my skills or awards section larger to help offset my lack of experience?
Yes, you can tailor your resume to adapt to your skills and your abilities. So if your skills are what you have, we talked about soft skills earlier. Use those soft skills to illustrate that you're capable for the job, that you're qualified for the job. And also if your awards or certificates have been your largest part of your resume, move that section up on your resume. You can move it to wherever you need it on your resume to make you more applicable for the job.
Thank you. We have another question that just came in. Is Google Doc resumes adaptable with Microsoft Word?
You are able to save Google Docs as Microsoft Word, yes.
Okay, awesome. Next question. In place of awards or skills, can I add my references to my resume?
Yes, you may add your references to your resume. You want to keep your resume to one page, and that may be an option for you to put it all on one page.
Okay. And the last question for this Q&A, what if my experience is non-related to the new position or the career that I'm applying for? What is your suggestion with that, Sinatra?
If your experience is not related?
Yes, to the new position or career.
Then I will go back to the job description that they're requiring and look at what skills they're asking for and use those skills to emphasize those skills versus your experience.
Perfect. And I know I said that was the last one, but I wanted to try to get this one answered as well for this Q&A. I have a lot of certificates. Is it necessary for me to include all of my certificates or just the important ones?
No, just the ones that are related to whatever job you're trying to achieve.
Nice. Thank you everyone for sending in your questions. We will have another Q&A after we review more material, so please keep those questions coming. Sinatra, take it away.
All right, so here's the second video from Applied Digital Skills lesson plan program. This one is called Introduction to Start Your Resume, and this one is geared towards adult learners. Let's watch this one.
In the previous video, you opened the template gallery in Google Docs. In this video, you will preview several templates and choose one to use for your resume. The formatting elements provided in a template, such as the layout and headings, are a helpful starting point for your new resume. They also help you keep font sizes and styles consistent so your document looks professional. Click on one of the resume templates to open it. Each resume template contains sections for your contact information, experience, and education. But each template also has unique features, such as different layouts, fonts, and colors. Compare several templates to decide which one is right for you. Return to your Drive by clicking the other tab in your browser. Then, create a new document from a template and choose another style of resume. For example, if you are applying for a job in a creative field, you may want to use a template with an interesting color combination or non-traditional fonts. If you are applying for an academic scholarship, you may want to use a template with more traditional fonts. Pick a template that fits your style or the opportunity you are interested in. Rename the document. Use your first and last names and the words resume draft. A draft is a preliminary or first version of something that is written or drawn, such as an essay, sketch, or plan. Great! Now you have begun the first draft of your resume. Before moving on to the next video, take a moment to organize your files in Drive. When you open a template from the gallery, it is saved automatically. To keep your Drive organized and to find important files more easily, delete the templates you viewed but did not select.
Thank you for these lessons. These are some great lessons to view on your own time. And once you do these, you can receive a certificate for the entire lessons. Please visit the links provided in the chat. Now for some tips about resumes. Let's keep it simple. Have ample white space. Use easy to read fonts. Use keywords. Use interesting action words that make your message more effective. When you describe an effort, what was the result? For example, use words like developed, achieved, implemented. They sound better when you're writing you were responsible for. Provide a snapshot of your core strengths. Include relevant skills and information. Customize your resume to reflect the specific job you're applying for. Outline skills you have that make you the perfect candidate. Talk about projects or successes that you've had that are relatable. Have a car story. Starting with C, identify the challenges you faced in previous roles and jot them down. Next, follow these up with actions you took in response to these challenges. Finally, share the results that came from attempting to resolve a challenge. Share your resume with someone to review. On the next slide, we'll see that if you have less than 5 years of work experience, 1 page will suffice. If you have 5 or more years of work experience, then you can get by with 2 pages. But most of all, save your resume as a PDF. They're much better as a PDF than as a Word document. Save it as a PDF to distribute to others. So I would like to say a resume is a total overview of your experience. It is a document that can include work experience, education institutions you've attended, volunteer experience, and any awards and accomplishments that you've achieved. The resume explains why you are qualified. It should reflect your attitude and personality. Why use Google Templates? It's free. Google Templates is a useful starting point for a resume draft because it provides you with a clear professional structure and format. You can create a resume in a flash on any device. Google resumes are stored in the drive, which means your resume will be secure. Templates allow you to create different resumes for different situations that are saved and easily to access when you need them. And editing is quick and easy. And you can conveniently access your Google Docs resume online from any device with an internet connection. And it automatically saves. That's the best feature for me, automatically. So congratulations. You've learned how to build a resume using Google Docs to showcase your skills and abilities. You're on your way to creating a professional resume that demonstrates your experience and education and more. This concludes our presentation. Thank you for attending. Tasha?
At this time, we would like to go ahead and enter into another Q&A, and don't log off yet. We have a little bit more to go. So at this time, if you can go ahead and submit your questions, if you have any. We have a couple already rolling in. So I'll go ahead and start out with those, but keep the questions coming. Sinatra, first question. Can you give some examples of keywords to use on your resume?
So some of the keywords were like develop, implemented, using strong action words. Some of the words that are listed in the soft skills: communicator, listening.
Awesome. Another question for you. Is it easy to manipulate your Google resume using your cell phone?
It's not easy, but it can be done because of the small screen on it, but you can do it. You can access Google Docs from any device.
The next question, Sinatra, does it matter the order of the sections on your resume? Which section would go first if you're not a college graduate?
You want to put what's relevant to the job application first. Whatever's relevant to that job, if that includes your awards or certificates, you may want to put that first. Move that up to the forefront. So you want to base it on whatever you're applying for. You want to put the relevant information where it can be seen first.
Thank you. We have another question for you, Sinatra.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a rule on how long your resume should be, as far as in how many pages it should be?
Yes, if you have less than 5 years of experience, 1 page. If you have more than 5 years, the suggestion is no more than 2. And I also would like to add, you would want to not use any information that's not relevant to what you're trying to apply for. So if you have some experience that is maybe 20, 30 years old, unless it's relevant, you probably would not want to include that.
Okay. And in your opinion, Sinatra, what would be the worst resume mistake that someone could make?
Misspelled words. Misspelled words. grammar
Do you have any-
errors.
Uh-huh. Do you have any advice as far as in the perception of submitting a resume using a Gmail account versus using a Microsoft account? There seems to be a little bit of a myth going on that it looks more professional if it comes from Microsoft versus Google. What's your opinion on that, Sinatra?
My opinion is, I helped the gentleman with that earlier. We used the Google Docs. His resume was on point as far as the looks. It looked the same, came across the same, because once it was saved as a PDF, you could not tell where it was made. That's why it's important to save it as a PDF. Then anyone can open it and use it.
Absolutely, and I agree with you, Sinatra, on that. Not only use it, but also modify the resume as well, which we definitely want to avoid from happening if it's your personal information. We do have another question that just rolled in actually from media. Is it easy to create multiple resumes if I'm applying for different types of jobs in Google Docs?
Yes, it is. You can make a copy of the resume that you're currently working on and then rename the new one and have each job a resume. You can move the skills around, move the sections around, and have a resume for each job you're applying for with a different name.
Nice, thank you. I think we covered all the questions that we have coming in thus far. And again, everyone, thank you so much for submitting your questions. If you have any questions at a later point, please feel free to give us a call, send them on our Facebook page, come in, ask any questions that you may have. We're always happy to help with any questions or any way that we can assist you. I would like to definitely thank Sinatra for answering all the great questions that we received. And please remember that you are welcome to come into the library for one-on-one help with creating and editing your Google resume. Thank you so much for attending today's webinar. Make sure that you check out the Applied Digital Skills website by Google for the lesson in its entirety, as well as more courses that are available. And again, I am going to go ahead and put the digital skills link in the chat box. So you should be able to copy that or access that at a later date, as it will download on your device. If it does not, please feel free again to ask us. We're more than willing to share that information with you again. We hope that you found this webinar helpful, and we look forward to seeing you at our next webinar, which is scheduled August the 18th at 12, titled Jobs on Google Search. And you can actually go ahead and register today. We are taking advanced registrations, which we strongly suggest. And I am doing that in the chat box right now as we speak, as a matter of fact. You bear with me 1 second. Let me get that in there to you guys. There we go. So you should be able to check that out there. Every registration will be entered into a raffle to win a $25 gift card. So that is something new that we're doing for our next for our next webinar. There will be one lucky winner, and attending the webinar is required to receive the gift card. Today's webinar is recorded and will be available for viewing shortly on the Onslow County Public Library website under the Community Threads tab, which is the Outreach tab. Please take a minute to complete the brief poll about your experience before you exit. A short feedback email has been sent to your email address already, so when you open that up, please click the link to access the feedback form regarding the actual content, as this will help us better understand how we can continue to serve Onslow County. Thank you all again, and we hope to see you at our next webinar. And I will go ahead and initiate the poll. If you can quickly answer that for us, just a couple of questions, we would greatly appreciate it.